Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Bigger Than Race, exposure to all things truth, whether you like it or not, with unique perspectives from different beings from all walks of life. This is Bigger Than Race. Investigate truth on your own terms.
John with HTX. We're going to get this party started, get all the speakers up and all that jazz, so stay tuned and we'll get this actual AMA and this topic going now. So just be patient. And yeah, thanks for joining the space. We're going to be exciting times here. Today we're going to be discussing Deeplink and AI, unlocking the future of now new wealth. So yeah, I'll go ahead and get all the speakers invited. If you are a speaker, go ahead and push the speaker button and I can accept your invite, or I can accept you or add you. So it would be faster if you can actually just hit the speaker button. That'd be great. Thanks. Let's go ahead and get started. So first off, the topic today is Deeplink plus AI, unlocking the future of wealth. Brian, go ahead and continue trying to add the speakers in, and I'll go ahead and continue with the event. And if you have it, or you are a speaker and you haven't requested, please do so now, so we can include you in the conversation. And if you are a speaker, all you do is go to accept if you get an invite, and that will take you up to the stage. All right, so for today, we have several projects and guests. So I'll go ahead and start out with the first one and see if you can check your mic and tell us a little bit about who you are and what you're doing at the project. Let's go ahead and start with Brando Murphy. Are you there? And can you tell us a little bit about Deeplink?
Yes, good morning. Well, good morning to me. I'm over here in California. Can you guys hear me?
Yeah, it's great. You sound really great. Thanks.
Good. So yeah, my name is Brando Murphy. I am a CMO, co-founder here at Deeplink. Essentially, what we are is we are a cloud gaming protocol combining AI and Deeplink. What we've done is we've leveled the playing field for gamers all around the world to be able to access and play high-quality AAA games and blockchain games with no latency issues, giving them the ability to use any device that they can. A lot of times in the emerging markets, gamers aren't able to afford the latest and greatest devices. So Deeplink is here to help shift the paradigm of cloud gaming into the future, but allowing gamers all around the world to play on any device. And seamlessly, you can match up a person who is using a new device versus an old crappy phone, and you'll see no difference in the play. There's no lag, everything is the same speed, same screen is showing at the same time. So we're just giving the ability for gamers to play and access these games, because as we move forward into the fifth industrial revolution, this is going to be prime time. Cloud gaming is taking over. You can actually see this happening more and more on like Netflix or Amazon Prime, they're starting to have cloud gamings on there. So we're just here to help shift the narrative and be the forerunners of the paradigm shift within gaming, give access to all gamers around the world. So what I do is I'm the CMO here, and I basically spread this message, help with the marketing efforts of Deeplink, and to give people the ability and knowledge about cloud gaming protocols and how important they are as we move forward. And because us being we're really the only one that is on the blockchain, building on the blockchain, it gives us an advantage over our current competitors on the traditional side. It offers us to allow same services at a cheaper price, almost saving people 80% compared to traditional cloud gaming protocols. So, and it also gives the ability for individuals who would like to share in the network to earn by becoming a miner within the network. You can't do that with the traditional side. So, but we're just here to pretty much help usher in the paradigm shift that is already evident within the gaming industry, and we want to be the first to do it on the blockchain in our world. Thank you.
Oh, great introduction. Thanks for taking the time out of your day to educate our community about this amazing topic, and congratulations for building some great things. Next up, we have Adrian with Eternity. Same question. Can you test your mic and tell us a little bit about the project and who you are with it? Thanks. All right, Adrian might be having trouble with his mic. We'll move forward. How about Whitney Lee with Yuval Network? Are you there? All right, and let's go ahead and Jacob Gurdella with Jinstu. All right. I think X might be having some difficulty, but we're going to push through. Evanji, Fluency Down, are you there?
Hey, yeah, I'm actually here. Can you hear me?
Yep, got you. Good. Go ahead.
Awesome. Yeah, I think Twitter, Spaces, as usual, they're not working well for everyone. So I'm Evgeny, co-founder of Fluence, and at Fluence we're working on a decentralized compute network. And we call it also cloudless compute, which means that we, creating the alternative to big cloud providers like Amazon, Google, and Azure. And we're building sort of bunch of services because cloud is a big thing. Cloud is always about different type of compute consumption, different cloud services. So we started our cloud journey from building serverless. So it's basically functions. It's a functions as a service. It's like Amazon Lambda. So if any developers in audience, they would understand this product. And we will be expanding the services to like a more general compute, to add in GPU, to add in Docker support and stuff like that. So our, one of the things that's we think is important is to build the sustainable infrastructure for customers to join our product versus big clouds, because the big problem of decentralized solutions so far is, they've been massively unreliable. So if a customer really considering switching from big reliable cloud platforms that exist there for 20 years to these new products, they need to be sure that their code, their application will not go down, will not fail. So that's why we solve it with both partnering with very professional compute providers and adding compute verifiability, fault tolerance on the protocol level, and cryptographic proofs to make sure that things operate correctly and cannot be really cheated. So I can go, we are around for a while. So we have our mainnet live. We launched it this year. Supported by big crypto investors, and I can go deeper talking about us, but I'm not sure we are doing only interest, right? So I should be relatively short.
Yeah, we're just trying to keep it kind of short, but yeah, and then you can tell us, you're basically the co-founder of the project, correct?
Yeah, correct.
All right, awesome. Thanks for the quick introduction. And then Brett Holmesley with AI Athena, are you there? All right, we're going to go back to, I think, Whitney. Go ahead. I see you joined, so we'll shift back to you. And
yeah. Welcome back for myself. Hey everyone, so it's Whitney. I'm the APAC BD lead of Nubila Network. Just let me give you a very quick intro from how our name comes from. So Nubila is a Latin word which means clouds. So I guess many of you could just relate our project, which is climate related, weather related. So what we've been doing, Nubila Network is an innovative platform that we are going to leverage the Deeplink with AI to collect and validate their distributively accurate ESG data. So we are aiming to build an Deeplink Oracle, which specializes in US ESG data at the moment. So our network is going to operate on a decentralized model utilizing over 140k nodes globally to collect real-time environmental data. At the moment, we are going to collect some real-time weather conditions like the pressure, the humidity, temperature, and wind speed, etc. For the future plans, we are going to provide some real-time pollution levels as well. Our nodes will be equipped with IoT devices, which will be a sensor. We are going to gather the data from various sources through our unique system. And at this moment, we got many reputable venue hiring our devices, like Yosemite National Park in California. So we are trying to ensure the data integrity, which also trying to make every data, like each piece of the data on chain, and ensure the credibility in selling these private weather data to the market. Yeah, that's what we've been doing now.
Great, thanks for sharing, and I'm hoping that we can keep you online. So Awesome, let's go forward. Awesome, guys. Thanks for taking the time out to educate our community about your project. Now, I'm going to circle back one last time to Brand. Are you there? And if not, we're going to move forward real quick. I'll give you 1 second.
Hey, yes.
4.
Can you guys
there
hear
we
me?
go.
Awesome.
Yeah,
awesome.
Go ahead.
Apologies, guys. I'm a little bit sick, so apologies for my deep voice. I'm Brent. I am the VP of Community at Alethea AI. So don't expect anything too technical from me, but I'm super excited to be here. Thanks HTX DAO and HTX for putting this on, and I'm honored to be up here with these other panelists. So Alethea AI, we've been building at the intersection of blockchain and AI since 2019. Fundamentally, we see AI as a source of abundance. Anyone can create any quantity of pretty much any, art, videos, music, anything they'd like at massive speeds. Obviously, what's missing from this generative AI is the provenance of ownership, which is where blockchain is held to help with ownership and verifiability. So scarcity and abundance, yin yang, we see that these need to work together to allow creators to be able to earn from their labor and rewards, and this is our thesis. So one of our first products in 2021 was the world's first intelligent NFT. An INFT was Alice. We partnered with OpenAI. This was actually before ChatGPT launched, and we used GPT-3 to train Alice on Satoshi's Bitcoin white paper and Lewis Carroll's Alice in Wonderland, which made for an extremely cool agent to interact with. And Alice was ultimately auctioned at Sotheby's for about $500,000. Lately at Alethea, we've been working on expressive AI agents with microeconomies. So we see a future where people are going to be owning multiple agents, and we see liquidity being an integral part of having these agents come to fruition as impactful agents and ones you'll actually use. So these agents who can not only have liquidity that you may give them and send to their wallet, but these agents could also earn for you by providing services to other end users, and also between other agents, so they'll be interacting. So we believe that bot entrepreneurship will be a huge category, and there'll be a lot of creators who want to monetize their creations and earn from them and make a living from their creativity. And then most recently, we launched a paper called Liquidity is All You Need that explores the transformative role of liquidity in empowering agents. And it's really a blueprint for a future where these agents are not only autonomous, but capable of managing their own economic activities. And yeah, so we have a lot. Thanks a lot for having us here.
Oh, great. Thanks for sharing that information. I'm excited to learn more about it.
I wanted to check in. You had reached out to me earlier, but I wasn't connected with my audio.
Sure, go ahead.
Okay, thank you. I'm Jacob Vidalia from Juritsu. Juritsu as a platform, is a verifiable compute platform that utilizes zero knowledge and MPC to verify pretty much any computation. We've been live for a while as a mesh network and have done probably close to 80 million proofs in some DeFi use cases. Over the last year and a half, we've really laser focused in on real world assets, looking to solve the basic problem to ensure that you cannot mint a token unless there are assets to back it up. So one of the amazing things about real world assets is that it will bring forward a future. I think we all believe in that every transaction will happen on the blockchain, just like voice happens over IP now and all e-commerce is on the web. But if the value that backs that token is somewhere in the real world, you need to be able to verify that it's actually there, especially at the point in time when you're tokenizing. And so that's our focus. It's a decentralized compute that has built-in verification and cryptographic proofs.
Perfect. Thanks for explaining that information. And it's exciting to learn more about all you guys' projects. And I'm kind of looking forward to your insights about lots of different things within the Deeplink ecosystem and AI. So for people who joined, definitely we have a campaign. So check out the pinned post above. Just all you have to do is follow all the speakers and do a little bit of action. You can enter to win an airdrop. So it's very simple. It's only 3 things you have to do. And definitely check it out. It's pinned right now. And we're going to try to get every one of our speakers, we're going to build their following with us because they've taken the time out to do share their insights and all that jazz. So definitely make sure to give everyone a follow and check out the pinned post to get some possible airdrops. All right, so today's discussion again is Deeplink and AI. So a lot of people may ask, what is Deeplink? Like for people who are newbies in the space, I'm going to break it down to you really quick. So Deeplink stands for Decentralized Physical Infrastructure Network, which is just basically a network of ecosystems, which is an umbrella term for networks that leverage blockchain technology to decentralize control and ownership of physical infrastructure in the real world. So what does that all mean? Basically, we take a network, we put blockchain in it, and we make it more decentralized, and we give some rewards to have the network be more decentralized. So it's an ecosystem that helps everyone become more incentivized to help the ecosystem grow. That's just my nutshell. So maybe I made sure to look up what I think it is. So this is my 2 cents. And if you guys have questions for us, definitely you can post your questions in the below space. All you have to do is hit the little blue icon and you can hit your question down there. If we have time, we'll cover some of them. So let's dive in right now. First question I have, okay, what are the intersection points between Deeplink and AI? If you guys don't know what AI stands for, artificial intelligence. So let's make sure everyone understands what that is too. So what kind of innovations and changes can their integration be? So again, we're taking Deeplink, which is like a decentralized protocol network with rewards, but using blockchain technology and AI, artificial intelligence. And how do they interact and integrate with each other? So let me call on someone, Eternity. Like, how would you give your insights about this topic and this question? Yeah.
Hey guys, thanks. We had some technical issues. I'm Adrian with Eternity. Honored to be here with everybody and part of the HTX ecosystem for sure. Specifically with AI for us, as we bleed into Deeplink second, but first, we've developed a DRM technology to be able to spot fake spoofs and copycats, essentially, of imagery across Web3. So if you followed our project, we launched in 2021. We did over 15 million in sales across digital collectibles and rights licenses and IPs. We did collaborations with the likes of Messi, Shaq, the NFL, car companies, brands, etc. And we essentially saw the need for an AI model where you had, the never-ending copycats of JPEGs that people so feared, and the blockchain obviously takes care of that, and issuing provenance, as was said earlier. But our AI DRM model, which we're literally debuting this week, you can spot copycats and proofs. I'll let some other projects that are more advanced in the DeepIn space now, because we've bled into RWAs first, but DeepIn is a little bit still a ways for us.
Oh, sure, no problem. Yeah, then we'll go with. I think we'll start with Deeplink. You have your insights in regards to like AI meeting with DeepIn together and intersecting.
Yes. So I'll just simply break down our architecture and how DeepIn and AI is integrated. So Deeplink protocol is a decentralized AI cloud gaming protocol with a token deflation business model. So essentially, when users rent GPUs in the Deeplink network to play games, they need to pay in the DLC token to a smart contract, which then is destroyed. The DLC is destroyed. Now the GPU providers that are in our network, they receive DLC rewards. So these GPUs are provided by the miners worldwide, which constitutes as the Deeplink physical people and physical devices sharing the GPUs globally. Now the AI technology enhances the gaming experience with high definition graphics by predicting image quality and rendering detailed graphics through our public AI blockchain, Deep Brain Chain, AI super resolution technology. So that is how we integrate AI and DeepIn into our chain. Of course, there's many other people who are doing it totally differently, but essentially, people were doing what the new narrative and term is DeepIn before DeepIn was coined DeepIn. Essentially, just bringing a physical person, a physical product, a physical use case into the blockchain. Pretty much just integrating it. So that's how we do it. And you guys can carry on with the combo for others.
Perfect. Thanks for sharing. I think a world like you gave that example, I think it really makes it real to people, because like we can talk about this topic in generic forms, but I like how you actually answered it with like sharing how you use it in your project, which is really good, because not only does it help you people understand your project better, but also understands how it could be used, like a real life example. So thanks for doing that. I really appreciate that. Yeah, I think Nupla Network, can you share like your insights? You can do it with your project, how you use it, or you can just do what your insights are in general, either one.
Sure. So how we connect is let me confirm the questions again. So is it asking like how we can like deploy DeepIn with AI?
Correct. Yeah. Like so basically like how do you use DeepIn and AI together? Yeah.
Yeah, sure. So basically, as I mentioned before, we are going to have our real-time IoT devices to collect real-time environmental data, right? And then we will send it to our cloud services, and we have over 140 nodes to verify and validate those data. Afterwards, we are going to run those kind of data with our AI protocol partners, which we've been partnered with a few like hub projects like Public AI, Nimble, and then we from them we could have some more system. We could output some more systemized data and also some actionable insights. So we have two words. On one side that we could send it to on-chain and allows all our downstream oracles, they could hire our validator, and on the other side that we could sell those kind of insights to many Web2 businesses, which they have big needs and demands in buying that kind of accurate validator. That's how we try to run the network. Yeah.
Nice. Yeah, I can see how that could be useful because you're getting all this data and everything to see how everything is functional, and also seeing how you guys can improve things. That's really great. I'm enjoying how the future of these two things could, foresee how they could change the game, so to speak, on a lot of different data sets. Thanks for sharing that. So I think we'll go ahead and jump to my second question. So the second question I have is, we have DePIN and AI, which we just talked about, these two ideas, how they can intersect. But let's jump into real world applications. Maybe even you could talk about your project that we haven't talked about, or we can talk about some scenarios, how they can solve real world problems. So for this one, I think we can start with Fluent Style. Are you there? What do you think?
Yeah, hey, I actually wanted to comment a little bit on the previous one, because that's important to understand that there's basically three fundamental problems with AI right now, which is run by centralized companies. It's censorship resistance, untransparency, and basically the cost. So the problem is that these companies train these big models, spending a lot of money, and these models are biased towards certain opinions because they trained on certain data sets, and we don't know which data sets they've been using. We don't know which opinions they prevent, and it's actually the more these models being widespread among in just spread into our lives, the more sort of potential danger it brings. And it's really important to think from DePIN perspective, what DePIN can give to AI is basically if the models being trained and run on DePIN, you can have much more transparency. You can know which data set's been using to train this particular model. You know that this model was executed against your query and not some other model. So you should be able to sort of track this transparently, how this AI is working. So you sort of free from potential manipulation or changes to model. And the other important thing is that basically DePIN makes potentially running AI, training AI much cheaper. It actually requires some innovation, but at least it reduces margins that big cloud providers take when companies train model on their infrastructure. So DePIN doesn't take these margins because of decentralized nature and DAOs and stuff like that. And in our case, it works exactly that way. But also, with some innovation with parallelization of training across multiple devices spread over several locations, we would see decline in terms of costs for training, and hopefully it will be this research required to enable such new training algorithms would be driven by DePIN companies. Hopefully, I at least my hope is to see that DePIN companies would basically drive this research the same way as blockchains drove ZK research, and basically then ZK it was improved a lot and started being used by blockchains for scalability. It's same as DePIN networks, lots of these GPUs around would need to, would help AI to progress. Yeah, so that's that was I wanted to cover on the previous question.
Perfect. Yeah, that's really great. I like the fact that you talked about like the centralization point, where like, one thing that really happened recently was the whole like blue death screen with Microsoft. When that happened, the world just shut down. So like, I think that when you said that, that kind of like struck out to me as like a real life like example how Deeplink could really solve and AI could help, not make that happen again. And so yeah, I mean, I think it's really great. I think we'll move with that forward. I think we can talk to maybe Brent with his ideas and insights about the first point, which I think is really interesting because like it brought that whole Microsoft blue death screen into my presence that affected me. How do you feel like the real world problems, is that something that you agree with, that it can solve the whole ownership of just one company or one entity controlling an ecosystem, and if it shuts down like that, then there's nothing we can do? Or is there something else you feel is like maybe a better example of how these things can fix problems? Yeah,
I mean, so that's the dream, right? That's the dream of decentralization, is to remove the one single entity having all control, whether that's in functionality, like we're talking about with the blue screen of death, or whether that's also in just as the previous speaker mentioned, and I really appreciate what he was saying because he was spot on, with censorship, right? Because all of these models, like if for whatever reason a government decides that we want to have a specific answer to a question that people are asking, and if everyone's using this exact model, everyone's going to get the same answer, which may or may not be right, because it's obviously centralized, right? So there's a lot of problems that decentralization across DeepN and in AI solve. But as the speaker mentioned, there's also, we're still quite a bit away, to be perfectly honest, from making this it really hit the true north that a lot of people that we're speaking about, right? So just to kind of walk back to, so decentralized compute networks, these are basically providing they're supposedly going to be providing affordable and accessible computing power across a distributed network, right? And so that's what we're talking about, where one single entity won't be able to take down the entire network. It'll still run. The other applications that we're seeing outside of these decentralized compute is also decentralized storage, which is essentially the same thing, just on the storage side, where multiple people are providing storage capabilities across another distributed network. What we're also seeing is decentralized clusters, which combine these two elements, compute and storage, into unified scalable systems. And from an application side, one of my hot takes on this is, as at Alethea, we're creating AI agents, and we're not putting parameters. We're just around what users can create with what's out there. The censorship part becomes a really big element. So obviously there is on the application side censorship, but there's also censorship on the compute side. So the big providers who may be providing compute can also decide, hey, we don't want to do that. So that's really why this is so important, and why there will be a lot of advances in this. And one of my favorite things about this and how we can compete is in the Web3 space, it's everybody's working together, right, towards the true north, towards decentralization. And while the big three can throw massive salaries at people, we're seeing a lot of really talented people enter the Web3 space because they actually believe in the vision of decentralization, and they don't want some of these larger corporations to own AI into the future. We are at the cusp of so much new innovation and so many new things coming fast. So what we're doing is very important, I believe, and I'm excited to have the talk and appreciate the opportunity.
Yeah, for sure. Like the whole new paradigm is coming. Like it may be slower and steady, but at least it's coming. And yeah, I can appreciate what you said about the governance and decentralization being like one or two real world use cases that could really be solved by this. Juritsu, do you agree with him, or are we completely off our tails? We don't know what we're talking about, or is there something else that you think is better than these two? Anything you can share on that? Yeah.
You're referencing me?
Yeah.
You meant Dritsu? Yeah. So focusing in on the question of how AI is utilized in the context of Deepen.
Real world application. Yeah, like basically like taking the idea of AI.
Real world. Yeah. So I think that there are kind of two underlying concepts in Deepen. One is around decentralization for the sake of decentralization, which is very important, as we said, for robustness, for something that can't get blocked, for transparency and other elements. The other thing that decentralization enables is a consensus mechanism. And that's kind of where we live for decentralization. So when you try to verify compute, you wind up either needing to trust one person who says, I did what I said I was going to do, or you can rely on a community, which is enabled through decentralization. So that's kind of the space we live in. And our use case for AI, for example, is we're working with a company that's doing quality control for data that's going into a mortgage that's being issued. So the issuer issues 50,000 mortgages a year, and a certain percentage of them must be quality controlled if Fannie Mae is going to buy those mortgages. So it's a requirement that happens. Now they want to automate that with AI, which is what AI is really great at. The problem is they also want to be able to audit the AI process that took place. So what we're able to achieve through our decentralized compute is auditable AI that's being utilized in that use case. So as an example, let's say they summarize the document using AI, and they say, or say a pool of documents, and they say the average credit score for the borrowers in this pool is some number. We're able to verify that number indeed came from those documents. And all of that's enabled because we have a decentralized compute process with the verifiability and the zero knowledge built into it. So just to try to summarize it, when you think about DPEN and you think about decentralization, there is the fact that decentralized things are harder to stop because if you stop one part of it, then the other parts continue. And so there's a censorship resistance. But the other part is that once you have decentralization, you have a community. When you have a community, you can decentralize trust, and you actually get more trust. And that's what we're using in real-life examples of AI, where the AI needs to be verified, and the only way to verify it is for you to have a decentralized community and generate a consensus.
Yeah, I like that idea of the aspect of like a DAO that you were talking about. Like, it's not just one person; it's like kind of like a DAO. I mean, a whole bunch of people coming together to give that this is true, and that this data is correct, based upon everyone voting or whatever.
And that's the heart of blockchain, right? I mean, blockchain is true because there's a consensus mechanism built into the blockchain. They're witnesses that have some risk if they lie, and so the collective claim of the majority of the witnesses is considered to be true under that constraint. And that's the same thing that can be achieved through decentralization. Yeah.
For sure. All right. And so I'm gonna be devil's advocate here. So now we talked about the benefits, which is like, we have decentralization, we have governance, we have like a DAO that can help decentralize the organization and make sure nothing's corrupt and that it all has incentives to drive decentralization. But like that's all nice and good. But as we know, everyone in the crypto space, it's not a perfect world. Things don't usually always go 100% the way we want. So I wanted to challenge someone. I think I can go back to you. We have all these nice terms and all these ideas, but it's not a perfect world. So I want to ask you, what are some of the bottlenecks within DeepIn and AI field, and how can we overcome these difficulties? If you can share maybe just like one idea that you think is like really a challenge right now with DeepIn and AI, and maybe like you don't have to like tell us how you're going to solve the world, but it would be really great to like maybe tell us how you think could be solved in the future. That'd be really great. Yeah.
That's for me?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, I think that the most difficult thing that I see in decentralized AI is verifying that the work was actually done. because it's very easy to fake the work. And so we solve it, as I mentioned, through a consensus mechanism. So we have multiple nodes do the job and verify that they got the same result. But if you wanted to be able to do that with a single node, that's extremely difficult because that node is reporting on itself. And you can solve a problem in a minute, or you can solve it in an hour. And in an hour you'll have a very precise answer, and in a minute you'll have a less precise answer. But how do you solve that? How do you solve for that? The other mechanism there is by making it auditable and making it possible for people to get caught, kind of the way optimism works. Fundamentally, to your point or to your question, my answer would be the very difficult thing is to verify that the work that was claimed was the work that was done.
Yeah, that's good. That's good. Thanks for. I mean, that's really interesting. I never really considered that, and I'm actually starting to think about how we could solve this problem. And I see Whitney. You have your hands up, so I think.
Yeah.
Yeah, go ahead.
Because I have so many scenarios that I think our project could share, like how we could have some, like more application scenarios within in the real world we are trying to settle, and not really trying to settle, but we are trying to improve that kind of problems. So for Nebula, because we are like a weather data DeepIn project, I'm not sure have you guys heard about catastrophic bond, cat bond, which is a bond that allow issuer to receive funding from the bond only if some special conditions, if some extreme weather happens, people will not earning really high return, but like in 2023, because there's no any extreme weather happens, so the APR is in the traditional economic investment. It has more than 20% APR last year. So it is really eye-catchy. So for that kind of hedge fund and also investment banks or other private fund is trying to to consider if that they are going to invest in that kind of financial derivatives. So they need more accurate private weather data and more established one. Help plus AI help them to make more try to mitigate the risks associated on the climate variability, and also try to make a better financial decision. So in agriculture, with Nebula, with the Deeplink plus AI, farmers can leverage our data to optimize the planting and also the harvesting schedules, and trying to improving the crop yields and also reducing the losses due to some really bad weather conditions. So we also have the energy sector and also insurance sector and logistics, retail and tourism. This kind of business are trying to get more accurate weather data, because they have to do more cost-efficient operation planning, and also logistics. If they could have much more accurate forecast in their upcoming weather data, they could do a better planning in their in deliveries, because delay in deliveries will cause big loss to them as well, and also they are trying to secure their commodities. So I think we do have many real world application on our side, and the biggest problem we are trying to tackle is the transparency of that kind of data, because for the private company, they have the ownership of that kind of data. So for those buyers, they could not really to prove the credibility and the accuracy of the data. But with blockchain, with Deeplink, they could just to be more confident and also get the more accurate data set. Yeah, that's what we've been trying to do.
Yeah, that's really great. I like that how you said about the energy sector. One thing that comes to mind is how whenever the energy costs go way high, you wonder like, why is the energy just all of a sudden one day it's like $3 for gas, the next day it's like $5 for gas? It'd be really nice to verify why they do this, and this is something I think that every person in the world would want to know.
Yeah, exactly. If they could do more, like better planning on the budget side, because why the price goes up that like virally? The biggest reason is like maybe they have a shortage on the on the electricity or some natural gas, so they don't have another choice, right? If they do have the better planning, like throughout maybe this half of the year, they knew some extreme weather may happen, they could do a better storage, like stock up some more resources they need, or like that kind of planning they could do. So
Yeah,
it prevents
100%.
the loss of the customer as well. Yeah.
For sure, and save money. Yeah, thanks so much for sharing the insight on that. And then I'll bring it over to Envy. Go ahead.
Sorry. So I just want to mention a couple of things on the bottlenecks. Like the question was about what problems we may have with AI and Deeplink, and so basically, like getting back to Jacob's point on verification, it's a very big part of the current AI market is LLM models, and LLMs are by design undeterministic. So if blockchain consensus being used to validate the model response, it may be like really a challenge to use it, because the model would may give different responses to validators. So they would not really, it would not be really so easy to have consensus on the result, even if the input is the same. So that's one of the things. So verification method needs to be experimented on to run AI on consensus. Then the other thing is that actually, if you look at a lot of Deeplink projects right now are basically building GPU marketplaces, right? And most of GPU that they aggregate are low-end consumer GPUs. And these GPUs have low amounts of RAM, low amounts of memory and computing power, so they cannot actually run high-end models. And currently, you can clearly see that these projects, have problems with getting demand, with getting traction, with getting customers on this infrastructure, because it's actually it's quite a lot of this low-end infrastructure available, and it's not what most of AI developers and customers need. They mostly need high-end GPUs, much more expensive models sitting in data centers, well connected. So this is a challenge to solve. It may be solved in a variety of ways, but we will see how it goes. But this is something that is currently being a problem. And then actually I want to mention one more thing is which is on the other side on how Deeplink helps actually AI right now already. And if you think if you look from data collection perspective, Deeplink is already very, very helpful. Because what is Deeplink? It's sort of like a fancy name, but it's sort of rebrand of sharing economy, right? Of Uber for X, or this kind of incentivized crowdsourcing and stuff like that. So actually, incentivized crowdsourcing helps to collect a lot of data. And this is exactly the data, the data that's being used for training new models. And also, you need to collect data, you need label data, which means you kind of structure it or categorize, and you need to use humans and using people to do it. And these incentivized protocols that Deeplink projects are rolling out help to collect this data and then use it to feed AI models. And one example that I like in this sense is a project called HiveMapper. What they basically do is they sell these dash cams that people can install in their cars, and then they drive in their cities, and the video is collected with the surroundings, is collected and sent to HiveMapper, and then HiveMapper basically sells this data, this video, to big companies who build maps, like Google Maps, stuff like that. This, and for sure, these big companies then feed this data to AI, but this actually is a real use case how Deeplink today allows to collect massive amounts of data for the AI benefits. So it's already useful, it's already working, but there's still a lot of challenges in front of us to enable different types of data, to enable this AI verification, to make sure we're using available GPU resources, and so on. So this is how I see the state of Deeplink and AI sort of market.
Yeah, I mean, I think they're definitely working together. It's just a matter of, is the perfect system right now, and how is it going to be in the future? So yeah, I completely agree with you. I think the Deeplink ecosystem in AI has a lot of things that's doing well, but also a lot of things that it needs to be more accurate at to improve the ecosystems itself. But I think that will come with time. This is so new, and we are still so early. So, and I appreciate you showing your last insight. We are going to have to wind down the space. We try to keep these spaces to 1 hour. So I'm going to be really quick. I think we have one question left. Again, I just want to remind people that we have these amazing speakers today, and they gave so much insights, as much as they could within the time. So definitely hit that follow button and go ahead and check out the pinned post above. All you have to do for the campaign to win possibly some airdrops is you just have to follow each one of the speakers, retweet the post, and then tag some friends, let them know HTX DAO is going to be doing more of these. So we want to make sure to unite the community, give every one of these people a follow, including HTX DAO. And again, thanks for joining the space. We are going to wrap up the space with this last question. And the last question is very simple. We want to give back again to our speakers that taking the time out. We want to know what is your roadmap for the future plans of your project, and if you could do it in less than a minute or so, or maybe even 2 minutes. We'll keep it simple. We just want to know what you guys have planned for the future. Let's go ahead and start with Deeplink. Can you share anything you got going on for the next 6 months or 4 months?
Yes. So thank you for that. Currently, we have our public sale going on. I believe this is phase 5. This will last until about September 11th or 13th. And then following that, we have our mining nodes being released. So for those of you who are looking to help sustain our ecosystem and be rewarded, we have those nodes, software nodes, going live pretty soon as well. We constantly have airdrops going on, and for anyone who wants to keep up on what we have going on, please follow our Twitter, our X account. Also, you can look us up on Google. Just type in Deeplink Cloud, and you'll see all the information that we constantly release throughout on the website, on the web. And then currently we will be at a couple of conferences coming up. So if you're in one of these areas, you'll be able to find us at Japan's WebX, South Korea's KBW, and Singapore's Token 2049. I want to just thank any and everybody for listening, and for those who will hear this. If you're looking to partake and be a part of the future of gaming, Deeplink is your protocol. Thank you guys for your time today. I appreciate it.
Perfect. Thanks so much, Brando. I appreciate your time, and we'll hopefully see you in the next one. And then next up, Adrian with Eternity. Anything you can share for the same question? Yeah,
everybody, and thanks to HTX DAO for putting this together. Number one on a roadmap, we launched our L2 Eternity chain. We'd always been building up to being an L2. We're part of the Superchain family and the Optimism ecosystem. So number one, mainnet goes live in October, but super exciting. Next week, we're launching our grants program. So anybody building a DePIN, anybody building an AI or otherwise, and looking to launch with a super active and interesting protocol, definitely hit us up at Eternity Chain or at myself at Adrian Bashik. And we are launching our Eternity Intelligence Unit powered by our AI DRM model this week. So you can see that on our socials. and that enables security across all marketplaces and image verification technologies. So it's super exciting. And RWAs are coming, and then our DPIN push will be later on down the line. So check us out at Eternity Chain.
Awesome. Continue building, as we say. You guys are continuing to build, so great to hear that, and congratulations on keeping pushing forward.
Thanks, bro.
Thanks for your time today. Yeah, for sure. Next up, we have Whitney Lee with Nubula Network. Same question. Thanks.
Yeah, thank you so much. So for Nubula, in Q3 of the 2034, we are going to focusing on launching and expanding our core infra, which including the deployment of our validated network. We are trying to recruit more, and also we are doing some partnership with many projects. We are going to we have launched many marketing campaigns that allow the public to join our whitelist campaign, which because in the Q4 we are going to do a public no sale to everyone. So we think before Q4, I wish everyone could be active and join our whitelist campaign. And also our TGE will be expected I think by the end of the year as well. So also we are going to deliver our first phase of our the IoT device product to the market. So as our early adopters will be engaged with this Nubula new sensor, which will be able to collect and also contribute more real-time validated to the network. So we are going to launch our data API, also providing more developers and business with the tools which could seamlessly integrate our data into the application. So that's what we've been trying to do, I think within this half of the year. And please just follow Nubula Network if you would love to engage in our projects and participate in it. Yeah, that's what Nubula is trying to do. Yeah.
Great. You guys are doing a lot. I'm not sure if you sleep over there, but you guys are building consistently. I don't think you guys sleep at all.
Yeah, we don't sleep.
All right, we'll get some sleep and continue building. Thanks so much for joining this space, Whitney. Next up, Jacob with Shinshu. You got the same question.
Yeah, thank you. Ritsu. And yeah, we're looking forward to TGE in the not too distant future. Lots of very exciting strategic partnerships, including some big name institutions. We'd love for you all to follow us on our socials, the Jiritsu Network on X, and the Discord link you can find there. Just really love to say I've been doing startups for a long time. I was part of a number of technology revolutions. None is as exciting as what's going on with blockchain, tokenization of assets, and the community is second to none. Just awesome. So as always, really deeply moved and excited to be part of this community, and thanks for the invite.
Always, yeah. We're very collaborative here at HTX and HTX. We love you guys.